rocket like rocket fuel. I do this for the family. I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill?
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Denver Broncos. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Break. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Go.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the 31, Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. First carry for Royce Freeman. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Royce Freeman, 53 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. In on the tackle, the former All-Pro Chris Harris. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Von Miller. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 44, Locke, incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It's 3rd down.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. read the pressure, and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. He's going to go for a big play down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Trubisky now off the bootleg. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Broncos 7, Bears nothing.
You got time. Bravo.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down again. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Go now. 70.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, 60 yards. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. McManus's point after is good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense.
It's a foot race. He's at the 50, 30, the 20. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller, 84 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, Broncos.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Freeman. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, Freeman. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
60 outlaw.
On 3rd down, Lock. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Throwing now is Locke. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch, as that play good for 30 and a 1st. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. From 17 yards out, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lock. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. The kick by Pinheiro is good. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you termed that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. From the 25 on second down, Trubisky, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
It's a gain. Brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. On play action. Lock. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, 41 yards. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Von Miller, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Throwing on second down. Trubisky eluding the pressure right. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected. But a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 82 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Gonna let one flip. It's caught inside the 25. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, 65 yards. And the Bears cut into that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Only 2 there on the dump-off. It's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Watt going to throw. He'll find Lindsey here. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
Check, 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 check.
They're going with Lindsey, and he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen, and he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Trubisky forced out to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 82 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They'll look to run with Freeman. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. Again, it'll be Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. To pass, Flacco. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Broncos push further out in front. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think I wasn't a quarter. Pressure comes and Trubisky goes down. Von Miller in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Trubisky will throw. Robinson's got it. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. First down. They go play action. Trubisky, he'll buy some time right. Now a desperation throw deep down, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Chris Harris with a pick. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He completes this to Sutton. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, 84 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like him? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. Now Trubisky lost the football, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Will Parks. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Mike's 59. Wild Bill.
Now this time, Locke will throw. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. To throw it is Locke. Airing it out for Hamilton. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Clinton-Dix with a pick. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Trubisky to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Now Trubisky. He's going to let it fly. They've got his man complete. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taylor Gabriel, 96 yards. And the Bears get a bit closer. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Broncos are able to recover, and that should just about wrap this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can...
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
54 Mike. I got one.
On first down, Breeze. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. Complete. Smith has it. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route, the drag, and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
54. Mike, 54. Check.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
You're 21.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. The 20. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
On 3rd down, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. A huge loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Airing it out deep for Smith. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Cousins gives way to Cook. A little juke. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Minnesota.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. On the dump-off at 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
It'd be real interesting to take a look at this play later because on this pitch toss play, I get the sense that he just followed the pulling guard or the pulling offensive lineman through that hole and spilled this play early.
Yeah, because he didn't even... Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill, no surprise there.
Not to mention the #1 award that the NFL gives out, the one that they give the most, that credence isn't the right word, the most attention to, and the one that they want trumpeted the most, that's the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because that represents the totality of a player in the NFL, not just what they do on the field, but off the field as well. And that goes to Calais Campbell, the defensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a great award. Congratulations, Calais.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith. Now Breeze on the bootleg. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Toss play, Kamara. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Watch 54. I hope you brought your left because I'm about to make it.
Now on 2nd and 16. Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open can really generate big plays for an offense.
And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the intercept. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 72 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And they got the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added: Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career, meaning young retired,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. The 30. 20, 10, 5, and he'll go out of bounds finally at the 7. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects. Tendency.
He's got a man. Complete. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big game.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On the ground, Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 68 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. You feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Cousins now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Watch the whip.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They go with a fullback line. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
5-8. Over. I got one.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be second and 11. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is now 14-10. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Sponge, 6'6", pull it high. Shoot! Hey, break it down, fellas, break it down. Hey, kill! Hey, exit.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now on second and 13. Breeze. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. picked off by Harrison Smith. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 21.
54, Mike. Hey, Orbit. Block 54, block 54. Let's go, defense.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Breeze. Flush to his right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Breeze going to throw. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Breeze now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They get this again. Jet sweep. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 22 yards. And the Saints have retaken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now 17-14. And boy, figure this one out. Leading here in the 4th, and now they're going to try an onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
I can't believe you let you play. I can't believe you let you play.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Saints will have the football back. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Sherrill's on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Cousins on first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Third and long for Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on fourth down. Fourth down, Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Breeze. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense. And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
He's back to throw. They'll dump this off to Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He'll look to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Back to throw, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Breeze to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Ready? 95-56, 95-56.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. To throw is Breeze. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal...
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going down.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Hey, Haywood!
Now Breeze. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Breeze now. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Rudolph on the receiving end from Cousins. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
First down and Viking.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
Pilot, 64, weak.
On third down, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll toss it out right to Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll get it down here to the 43. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Yeah, he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup, first down, New Orleans.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Kamara. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime, as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. And he got it. The kick the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only...
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed?